Bonjour everyone, how's it going? It's me, Jaylene, also known as Fem4. I wanted to chat about a half-known topic today called demisexuality. But first, drive that finger over to the subscribe button and click it. Coolio. Now I'll be going over 3 key things for you. Number 1, what is it? Number 2, what to expect when dating a demisexual. And 3 tips for demisexuals. Number 1, what is it? Demisexuality you can find dancing along the lovely asexuality spectrum. i.e., there's not really any sex drive, kind of like the characteristics of an asexual human. See my video on asexuality for more. Along the spectrum is where demisexuals typically define themselves as halfway, with their door being open to exploring sex with others. But they are able to tap into their sexual mojo once they have a deep bond or connection formed with another human. They do not really have a choice of feeling turned off if there is no connection involved. The difference between a fully sexual human and a demisexual human is basically, for me, I'm fully sexual, and even though I do go through phases in terms of I want to get to know the person a little bit more and have a little bit more connection before I bring them to my bedroom, it doesn't necessarily mean that my sex drive is turned off though. Number 2, what to expect when you're dating a demisexual. These people very much can be sexy as fuck humans. You simply have to see their sexual mojo as almost a shy little squirrel. Here you are offering up your nuts and your bits for the squirrel to come out of its burrow. But the squirrel does not want to feed on your nuts just yet. The squirrel wants to have a couple of dates first. They want to chat and get to know each other, build a more deeper bond, and this all needs to happen before the squirrel even feels ready to awaken from its sexual hibernation that it's in for this particular one-on-one connection with you. And even then, if the squirrel does not feel safe or does not feel that certain connection that it needs, it probably will stay in its burrow. And just like with all consent, there's no 100% guarantee. So have no expectations. Your partner's squirrel, i.e. sexual mojo, in case I lost you with all that squirrel talk, is a shy one. And so if you really like this person, give them security that you are there for their person, not their sexuality themselves. It's gonna definitely help that shy squirrel come out of their little cave. The reason why I wanna say emphasis on the person is because that is exactly what the demisexual person that you're dating is prioritizing. They're wanting to get to know your personhood before they know your sexyhood. All right, last but not least, tip number 3, 3 tips for demisexuals. Number 1, know your worth. It can sometimes feel easy rather than standing up for your boundaries to simply go along with things, even if your emotional and physical self is not ready for it. A big fear I do hear from some demisexuals is that they don't want to dampen any fun for their potential partners. So I want you to create a list for yourself of what makes you fun, non-sexy stuff. And then I want you to go over the list that you created with your own self. Do you get pleasure from these fun things? Which things do you most enjoy doing? These will be the building blocks for what you and your partner can potentially build a foundation on, as pleasure definitely lives outside the bedroom as well. Number 2, have a chat. Sometimes people's egos are carried a little bit with how sexy they are to their partner, which is totally normal. We all kind of want to know that we are attractive in our partner's eyes. And especially with sex, it is a really big showmanship in terms of that attraction as well. So if you're demisexual and your partner is a fully sexual person, it definitely helps to just have a chat in terms of letting them know that your lack of sexuality at this point of the relationship itself is more of a reflection upon you yourself rather than your attraction towards them. And just because you're demisexual does not mean they're heartless. You can most definitely give your partner words of affirmation in terms of how attractive, physically attractive you think they are, or all other great qualities of them. This can help ease any of your potential partner's worries in terms of your shy squirrel sex drive reflecting your connection with them. And lastly, number 3, learn your own level of connection needed. Your partner probably wants to know what is needed to help the squirrel come out of its burrow. So I really suggest for you to sit down and consciously really go over sort of what sort of levels of comfort, depth of connection is needed for you to be able to fully tap into that sexual mojo that you do carry. And be sure that the boundaries that you're speaking of with your partner, the ones that you're helping to arrive at this point of being sexual, are tangible. As saying the boundary, if I love you enough, then I'll feel sexual, that doesn't really give your partner any tangible things for them to work on in the relationship to help deepen your connection together. An example of a more tangible boundary: I want to be at the level of comfort where we can call each other if one of us is sad. That was a much more clear visual in terms of letting your partner know to what extent typically your level of comfort needs to be at in order for your sexual mojo to appear. Setting these boundaries will not only give your partner a flexible idea of what you need from them, but it also gives your partner a chance to make their very own choices of whether they want to put in their time and energy to be able to reach that space with you. As sometimes people just want to have sex without much of a connection built, and that's totally okay. And if that's not their mojo, they may choose to walk away, which is totally okay, because it just lets you know that that wasn't the right person for you today. I hope you liked that poem. And I hope you subscribe and hit like on this video if I made you smile or learn something today. I also offer one-on-one coaching calls, so be sure to head to my website link below to contact me. Thanks for watching, everyone. It is me, Vancouver.